Hey guys, and on today's podcast, I'm joined by the incredible Connie Simmonds, who I literally feel like she's one of my best friends, and I've actually only met her once. We speak all the time. So she's just become a life coach. So I really wanted to talk to her about this. As you guys know, I have recently been having therapy, and I think anyone can benefit from any sort of therapy, life coach. And she's also a really busy mum, and she really opened my eyes to how we need to be a bit more appreciative of how time consuming being a mum is. And I know it's tough to fit in your job, your fitness, your goals, and being a mum. So I feel like she really helped me with that. So I really wanted to get her on just to talk to you guys. So make sure that you subscribe to this podcast. Message me and Connie. Let us know if this helped you at all. And yeah, get stuck in because it's a really uplifting episode. Connie, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I was on yours.
Yeah.
Was you the first podcast I done? Or the second?
I think the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost your podcast virginity with me.
Yeah.
That's
Done it in
amazing.
Austria, didn't I?
Yes.
Yes.
I think you were in isolation or you had to quarantine.
Yeah.
And
I was like, look, I know you've asked me before. I'm actually doing nothing. Let's do it now while I've got the time.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. I believe in timing massively and just grabbing the opportunities when they're there. But I think you were quite struggling a little bit though, because you were on a high, like with all the lives.
I know.
And then it just went quiet and you couldn't leave. You couldn't even go and get your own food shopping, could you?
Well, for me, I like being busy. And I actually had a bit of a shit time last week because this doesn't sound like a problem. You're probably going to be as a busy mum thinking, fuck me, that's what I want in my life. But all I was doing was sunbathing for like 3 weeks, right? I was waking up in the morning, going down, doing my filming, and then not giving myself any purpose, not setting any plan, not giving myself any real drive. And for me, I really thrive on being busy. And all I was doing was my mission that day was to go out and lay in the sun. And I literally got to a point where I thought, I've had enough of this. I need to make myself busy and back on track.
Well, I get that massively. Maternity leave killed me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
3 months and I was like, I'm going back to work. Even though I wasn't mentally right. Definitely wasn't mentally right. Like I wasn't ready, but I couldn't sit on that sofa any longer.
Yeah.
I had to do something.
Yeah.
No, I totally get that. And that's, like becoming a coach as well, you learn. Like,
I was literally just about to say, your new venture.
Yeah.
Talk to us about it.
So I've just qualified as a life coach. I'm so excited about it. Like I feel like I finally found my purpose. And like that's not many people can say that, I think.
Not many people have life coaches either, and not many people will know that they even exist. Because I've always thought that obviously like therapy and life coaches, confidence coaches, all of this is a very American thing. And I don't think a lot of people in the UK even talk about it.
No. I mean, apparently in Australia, you go to a party and it's, oh, who's your life coach?
No way.
Yeah, apparently it's like they're really into their health and well-being, aren't they? And apparently it's just like so normal.
What does a life coach do?
So a life coach will work with someone, listening is the key. So it's not about me talking and advising you.
Yeah.
Like, who am I to tell you how to live your life?
Yeah.
It's about me listening to all the aspects of your life, asking powerful questions. A powerful question could be a question that just comes from ignorance. Like someone might say to me, oh, I'm a blah, 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 blah engineer. And I'm like, oh, well, what does that do?
Yeah.
And like that can just unveil like so many things. And then you ask them, where do you want to be? Like, what is your 10 out of 10? Like if you were, your best version of yourself, tell me who you would be. And we create this outcome statement, which is so powerful.
Having a vision and having a plan is so important, right?
Yeah. And we work backwards from that together. And it all comes from the client. It all comes from within because it's all there. So I'm there to just give the self-belief, the encouragement. I think as well that if you have big goals in life and you dream big, which I love, it's hard to share that with the people around you.
Yeah.
You worry, do I sound arrogant? Am I talking about myself?
Am I talking about myself too much? I keep talking about my dreams?
Yeah, even to your mum.
Yeah, even with dating and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a conversation that I don't think you can have with anyone else. The conversations you can have with your life coach, there's no judgment, there's no assumption, it's completely confidential. And I think it's life-changing.
Do you know what? I've actually got quite a big, powerful thing that actually bothers me as well. When you're actually sometimes talking about your life and what you want to do as well, people don't listen. So have you ever had that partner that you could say something and they fucking ask the same thing 6 times over, and it's because it's not their passion? And even though they do really love you or they like you or they really fancy you. They're not completely tuned in, and it can become quite draining. So to have someone there that actually is listening to you and is devoted to listening to you can be quite powerful.
Yeah, it's so powerful, so effective. Yeah, I think it's like one of the most supportive relationships you can have with someone as a life coach. And I love being that person. I'm such a cheerleader. I just want everyone to do well.
Yeah.
Everyone.
What made you want to take that next step? Because what was you working as before?
I've had like a crazy journey with my career. So I went to university. I've always worked. I've been a grafter from day one. Worked as a runner for Sky, BBC while I was doing my A-levels. So my A-levels didn't go to plan. I didn't do as well as I should have. I was also working at Waitrose and Topshop. So I don't really know like what I was thinking really.
Just trying to make ends meet really, trying to be busy.
I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And you got your parents and like the head teacher is friends with my mum and dad, and he was giving it like she's got to go to university, that's the route. So that's in their head. But my heart was telling me, stay at Sky, stay at BBC. I wanted to be a TV presenter, basically then. But they convinced my parents, and then I just felt like that's what I had to do. I hated university. But while I was there, I did marketing, business and marketing. That's my background. And I said, I hate the social aspect of this. This isn't for me. But I'm going to leave here with a good degree. And I did. And then I went into sales at Gumtree, eBay. And then I went into digital marketing. And then I was doing makeup on the side. Because,
just a big kerfuffle.
Oh, it's just been like, I like so many people. Who am I? What do I want to be? I don't know. So let's try it all. A bit of a pick and mix, basically. And just hope that something sticks.
Yeah.
But I've like built so much from that. Like my ethos now is beauty from the inside out because of being a makeup artist. I used to say makeup and fake tan gives you confidence. Like that's what I used to promote. And I'm like, because that's what I was relying on.
Yeah, I completely see where you're coming from because I used to think the same thing. But you can't, they're so superficial.
Oh my gosh.
It's so superficial of us to think that obviously it's a big thing. It does give you lots of confidence, but you first have to work on that inner confidence and that inner strength, and you can't just keep masking it, literally masking it with makeup and fake tan. And
it's like short-lived confidence, you know. It might last for a couple of hours on a night out, but it's not deep within, is it?
So what kind of clients do you think come to you at the minute for your services?
Well, I've got a one-to-one client already.
Yeah.
Such early days. I mean, I feel like my following, I coach them in a way. And now I'm qualified, you know, I feel it's okay to ask the questions that I want to ask. But I think it will be a lot of mums wanting to get their confidence back, you know, to get back into the workplace.
Do you think that was a big thing that you struggled with?
Yeah, I didn't, I think, oh my God, I don't know, should I say this? Should I share this?
Say it, share it.
So my manager at the time, when I told her I wanted to come back to work, this is as a content creator at this point, said she didn't know what direction I was going in. Now I'm a mum.
Right, okay.
Because before that I was healthy forever.
What difference does it make?
Just, I don't know. I don't know whether it was an excuse because they took on some new celebrities straight after I moved to a different manager within the same company. Because my following's smaller, maybe it's easier to look after existing celebrities than to try and help someone build their profile.
Yeah.
By the way, the goal's never been to be a celebrity.
Yeah, and the goal's never even been to be a content creator. It's just beneficial,
The goal's always been to give women confidence.
Yeah.
Always. I've just always had a passion to do that. And that's what knocked my confidence. I thought, oh my God, my manager doesn't know what direction I'm going in.
My manager doesn't believe in me.
My manager doesn't believe in me. And so when I'm like, I'm so hormonal, sleep deprived, you believe it as well. Like, oh my God, maybe I don't know what direction. They wanted me to be a personal trainer. I was like, I'm not Bradley. I'm not Bradley. Like, I tried doing the course when I was 8 months pregnant, trying to become a PT because that's what they wanted. And I just couldn't do it.
Actually, one of the big things that I want to talk to you about is obviously Bradley is your brother, Bradley Simmonds. He's been on the podcast. So we've spoke about this before in detail as well, and the pressure that it is having him as your brother. So as you just said, like you felt pressured to become a PT. How do you think it's affected you, like in your day-to-day life, or even been taken seriously?
We have an amazing relationship. I've always worked for Bradley. A lot of people don't know that I'm the behind-the-scenes person. And he often doesn't share that either.
He told me that on my podcast.
He?
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Because like I don't need the praise for it.
Yeah.
I'm happy, I've helped him since he was young with coursework and everything, and it just was a natural progression. And I guess then when I was sort of, my page was growing, it helped, obviously. It was great. But there was this pressure to be like as fit as him at events. Like he was training me as well. So I couldn't let him down because he was my PT.
Yeah.
He was training me like an athlete. Like I was fitter than all the other fitness influencers, and I wasn't a fitness influencer.
Yeah.
When I look back, and I was a size 12 and they were all tiny.
Yeah.
But I was eating, like that's the difference.
Yeah.
I was fueling my body. I had energy.
And this is the problem as well. Like, I think a lot of people would look at you and be like, why are you not in love with fitness? Why is it not your calling? Like, because I know people do it to my sister, because my sister's not into fitness in the slightest. And people are always like so jumped to go, like so quick to say, why don't you get Courtney to train you? Because she doesn't want me to train her. Yeah, she doesn't want it. And I'm not going to force it down her throat. Like, just because you're siblings doesn't mean that you've got to be the same person. And I think a lot of people like would put that pressure on someone, and it's so hard. It must be so hard for Hadley, my sister, and it must be so hard for you as well.
Is your sister called Hadley?
Yeah.
And my brother's called Bradley. How funny.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
So funny. Yeah, no, I've had comments like I don't get trolled. I'm so lucky. I never get negative comments, touch wood. But when I used to, was when I was training with Bradley and I was losing weight, and it was in a really positive, healthy way. People couldn't bear to see it. Like someone actually like achieve a healthy lifestyle, lose weight, look
and
good,
not be
feel
obsessed
good,
with it, and
not be obsessed with it.
Yeah, just have it part of their life. Yeah.
And I would get comments like, "You're still fat. Like, why have you even got a weight loss book?"
Yeah, you've actually got a book as well, haven't you?
Yeah, Healthy Forever it's called.
It was a recipe cookbook, right?
Yeah,
we spoke about this before.
It's like a diary, Bridget Jones style diary. And
God, cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Well, I'm really proud of it. And then lots of recipes. And then now I get messages like, why don't you get Bradley to train you? Like when I say like, the thing I find hardest is to be consistent with fitness.
Yeah.
I'm so sporty. I played for Brentford Football Club, football-wise, county level netball.
I was just about to say, you told me you played netball.
Yeah, I'm sporty.
Yeah.
I know.
See, weirdly, I'm the opposite.
Oh.
I'm scared of balls. I know that sounds weird on a podcast. I'm scared of balls, but I'm fucking scared of them. I'll run the other way.
I'll
fucking knock someone out.
Yeah. I love boxing as well.
But literally, like
favourite.
In school, I would forget my PE kit. I would never turn up. Sport is not for me. I went on a date with a guy about 6 weeks ago, and he went to me, "Do you want to go do this?" And I went, I was like, "No." And he went, "Do you want to get on a boat here?" And I was like, "No, what the fuck? I don't want to do that." And he was like, "Wow, you've really shocked me. You're actually really not sporty." And I was like, I don't ever try to say that I am. I'm not a tomboy. I'm a girly girl. And
you are a girly girl.
Yeah, but I think people have got like the perfect vision of a fitness person, and
stereotypes.
Yeah, it's
stereotypes. It's like people don't take the time to like really get to know people anymore. I think it's all face value, and I think social media has a lot to answer for that. People make assumptions. People judge you just by your grids, and that is the trouble of it. You know.
I remember that you actually commented on something before, and you was like, "Trust me, hun, I still haven't got time because I've got the baby or something." And do you know what? I actually thought, I've never actually thought about that. Fucking bless her. She actually probably is like, and then you think, and then I was watching the videos and Mason, I thought, oh, this kid would drive me mad. Yeah. And I was like, she's so cute, but she's literally like non-stop. Takes up so much of your life, doesn't it? And it's so non-stop. And my poor sister, I see the same with her, with Mia. It's completely chucks your life up, tumbles it over, and you've got to completely adapt.
Yeah.
So what is it like, obviously, being a busy mum and trying to obviously then stay fit and just juggle it all as well? Because I know a lot of mums listen to this.
Do you know what? I was thinking about that in the car. I had a feeling it would come up. And I say like, you know, struggle to juggle. That's what I say. I think for me, what I've had to learn to accept, because the hardest thing for me was seeing my body change after having Macy, after going on like this incredible fitness journey, being in a really good place, and like wondering why people just don't find the time to prioritise fitness. Yeah. Like I came from that place.
Being naive, isn't it?
It is so naive. Become a mum. I work for Bradley. I've become a life coach. I'm building my business. I've got content creating. I like create content. I've got Macy. I do the housework. I don't have a cleaner. I don't have a cook. You know, like I have to keep on top of my laundry.
Yeah.
I'm house proud. Like, it's hard.
Yeah. And do you know, like one little comment, like you said that, and it sticks with you. And I thought, do you know what? And I thought about every mum, and I thought, how can mums be helped more? Because I think it's something that people automatically think that being a mum is literally just looking after a baby or looking after a kid, but that's a big job. And I think a lot of people look at it as if it's not a job, and it's like, oh, you can still fit it in, or you can still do this. Sometimes you can't, but that is what's okay about it. Like, you're not trying to be like consistent all the time. Like, sometimes you're just going to have days when you can't.
Yeah.
And you've got to know your priorities.
Do you know what I think I've just learned to accept is that at the moment, aesthetic goals aren't a priority.
This is so important though.
But health goals are, because I'm a mum and I have a responsibility, and I want to feel healthy, be healthy. I want to have energy.
Exactly.
But having a flat stomach, being really toned, and getting to a size 10 is not a priority right now.
I mean, you can do your best, but it's, as you say, it's not a priority.
Yeah, it's not a priority, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very much someone that believes that they're a work in progress and a masterpiece at the same time. I love myself as I am now, but I'm not where I'd like to be. And if I'm blessed enough, I want to have more children. So for me at the moment, it's just about maintaining a healthy lifestyle, being as active as I can, long walks with Macy, getting her outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the housework, if I go for it, I'm sweating. And I try and take that on board, like, you know what, you've actually like gone for it, like, I'll proper with the Hoover, it's so heavy as well. But I have to take those little wins for my own sake, because of course I'd love to, you know, get up and have a PT, like, or get up and do a HIIT workout at home. But for example, I'm sleep training Macy at the moment. I'm up 10 times a night.
Yeah.
No, and she's 2, and you like with babies and kids, it's a roller coaster. Like, I think it's very rare that you get children who just sleep from day one really well all the way through.
They don't, yeah.
And if you're sleep deprived, that's the one thing I think that gets me. Like, I think sleep is the most important thing anyway.
Yeah, let's talk about sleep, because I think I'm so big on sleep, like so big on sleep. So I was actually talking to a lady called Amelia Thompson, who's like a nutritionist, PhD, and she talks about sleep hygiene a lot and really like looking into your sleep, like turning your phone off. Like, I cannot praise enough the do not disturb button and the bedtime mode, and making sure that you, even if you are awake in the morning, just laying in bed and trying to relax a little bit, and just really making your bedroom your sanctuary, not having distractions in your bedroom, not having work in your bedroom. What would you say is your biggest tips as well for like having a good sleep hygiene?
I'm exactly the same as you. I like my room to like just instantly make me feel calm. But my problem is my partner.
Oh, he's the opposite.
He's such a mess.
Oh my God, does he snore as well?
No, do you know what? He's not bad. That's in that sense.
This to me is hell.
But he's so messy with his clothes. Like, the floor is our wardrobe. And so I've like had to buy big wash baskets and put his clean clothes in there, because he irons as he goes along, because I'm not doing his ironing.
Yeah, no.
Like, I'm not a slave. So I just I clean all his clothes, I fold them, and if they're on the bed or whatever for too long, then they go in that clean wash basket. Yeah. And at least it's kind of tidy. That's challenging. That's probably the worst problem in our relationship, which is great. That's why we're engaged. Like, in the grand scheme of things, that's great. But reading a book for me, I've been meditating. I've been doing that Calm app and just closing my eyes.
I like Headspace.
Yeah, and just like, that's been really good. And I've only sort of got into that since becoming a coach, because before I just thought that was woo-woo hippie.
Yeah, same. But, do you know, like, it's so, like, people are so judgmental, aren't they?
Yeah,
and they just
until you try it.
Yeah.
And you've got to be open-minded. Like, you can't say to someone who's so skeptical, try it, go and try it, and like make them try it there and then.
Got to do it themselves.
They've got to be open-minded. They've got to be right, okay, I will really give it a go, because otherwise you're wasting your energy. Just don't. For me, you know, caffeine, like after 4 o'clock.
Thank you. I literally used to be so addicted to coffee.
I don't drink, I only have 1 cup of tea a day, probably. I used to drink Diet Coke for fun, which I've stopped. So yeah, no caffeine really like has a strong effect on me. So no caffeine, and a really nice skincare like ritual routine, nice crystal
self-care.
roller on my face, nice and cold, get all the like water retention out my face. That really calms me down.
You said it in such a relaxing voice.
I know, I'm not even just thinking about it. Just tonight, me and my crystal roller.
So obviously with your clients, they must also, with social media and stuff, do you recommend they take like social media detoxes or the self-care that they obviously prioritize, what do you recommend with them? Because obviously being a life coach, you've also got to give them tips on how to switch off, right?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, social media is all about taking control. Mute people. You don't have to unfollow.
Restrict people.
Yeah. And just because, you're worried that you're going to bump into them at an event or
I unfollowed over 1,000 people a couple of months ago.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, I've just done it.
It's good.
Yeah, even people that I used to be friends with.
Yeah. Yeah. But why not?
They wasn't serving me.
Yeah, I love that though. But people are scared to do that.
Yeah.
And I think people sometimes worry more about other people's feelings than their own.
Yeah. And some people don't even care. I'm not even being funny, but they might be causing such a negative impact to your life. You unfollowing them, they don't even care.
No.
And it's made you feel so good about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what was you worried about?
Yeah, I've muted. I mute anyone that triggers any sort of anything for me in terms of like dieting, like anything like that, or unfollow. I just follow loads of people that just empower me, like make me feel good. I love the energy. And that's what I just tell my clients is just, one, have a break. I've got one client who I said to her like at 8 o'clock, just come off Instagram and she actually went as far as uninstalling it for like 5 days. Came back as like a new woman. And so now she knows that by coming off it at 8 p.m. And doing something else, she's going to sleep better because you're comparing yourself even when you think you're not.
Yeah, let's talk about this. So obviously you know that I had an eating disorder and it's so easy to fall back into the trap of things. So I realised that when I had the eating disorder, obviously a massive thing of it comes from comparison, right? Models, fitness people, other people that look nothing like you and you're never going to look anything like them. And when I unfollowed these people, I realised that there were still people like that on my timeline. And even though you're not like deliberately doing it, you're still comparing yourself, even though you're completely past that image.
Yeah.
And it's little knocks on your confidence every time.
Absolutely.
And these people are not wrong for doing that because they're amazing. Like they've got so much going for them. But if that's making you feel some kind of way, then you just need to remove that.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to realise that that's what's doing it. And I think it's really hard to realise that because you do it so unintentionally.
Yeah, it's subconscious, I think.
Yeah.
It's subconscious or deeper work needs to be done still. Like I think for me now, I just kind of look at someone and I go, they're bloody amazing and so am I.
Yeah.
and that's how I look at it. DNA, like, why am I wasting my time even trying? Like, I say this to people, for example, yourself and Brad. You can't want to be Courtney or Bradley.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
Because their full-time job is fitness.
And their full-time job is also to be Courtney and Bradley.
Yeah.
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 Like, not to be Pete and Shelby.
No.
Shelby. Oh my God, what the hell? That was so random. Pete and Shelby. Where did those names even come from? Sound like two old...
Towie?
Oh yeah, maybe. I was trying to think of two like really British names. I nearly said like Sheila, but I was like, no, that sounds a bit weird.
And so I think it's about taking inspiration from like each person and saying, I love how they live their life. I love her workouts. I love the way that he eats his food. I love whatever. I'll incorporate that into my life as best I can.
Make it best suit you.
Yeah. But I think so many people just I don't know why. I think it's the younger generation. And I feel like I need to like get deep into that generation and figure out what's going on there because I feel like I'm out of that and past that. But social media, definitely. I think materialistic stuff as well, like
it's getting
designer stuff. Like people see someone with a Louis Vuitton handbag, a Rolex, and they're drinking a cocktail at ours in London, and they're like, oh my God, they've made it.
Yeah.
But little do you know that they've probably rented the Rolex. It's a fake Louis Vuitton, and they've only gone for one cocktail because they can't afford a meal. Like, that's what social media is doing. Social
media is such a bad warped place. And do you know what? I recently made a little private Instagram because I was away. Don't know how you feel about this actually, but I was away and I always share everything. And I'm not a big drinker at all, and I wasn't even drinking a lot in Mykonos. I put something up of me smoking shisha and someone went, how dare you do this? And I'm still going to share things that I do because I'm a normal person. But I think a lot of people are looking for a perfect role model on social media, someone that they can follow in their footsteps and someone that they can look at and think, God, you don't do no wrong and you need to inspire me to do no wrong. People are human. And I think it's so important that people start showing the real them on social media because a lot of the time people try to filter it and they try and make it look so like perfect and so like, it's so annoying that one little thing that you could do and someone's like, you're not the person that I thought you was.
Oh, for God's sake. I think, one, get off your high horse, whoever that was. And two, content creators are content creators. Or you're a PT and a content creator. You use it as a platform to market your business and to share your thoughts and to empower women. The mistake people are making is they think that we know everything.
Yeah.
So like, if you don't talk about Black Lives Matter, then you're racist.
Yeah.
If you don't talk about Donald Trump, then you must like him. Like, it's all these assumptions.
Yeah.
Actually, I just don't know enough about it.
And it's the same thing as obviously when someone like in the royal family dies or something. Why am I going to jump the gun and start putting up everything that everyone else is doing? I love the royal family. I love my country, but I don't need to prove a point to you.
Yeah.
Like, that's embedded in my blood. Like, I am British and in my blood, that's just natural.
You don't even have to say that.
It's natural to me. The same as it's, if someone says something racial about someone or something nasty, that's not in my blood. So for me, that's like second language. So I don't need to prove that I'm not these things because I know that I am, because it's how I am as a person. It's how I've been brought up.
You need to know yourself.
But I think at the minute, everyone's looking for like verification and validation from people. And it's like, they don't always need to spell it out that that's not who they are, because that's just not who they are. And that's why it's natural to them.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are waiting for people to go wrong because it makes them feel better about their lives.
Yeah.
Rather than actually just take that energy and all that time you're wasting waiting for like these people you follow to do something wrong so you can like shame them, put that energy into your own life, into like doing something that makes you proud of you.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the problem. That's what I think a bully is. I think bullies make other people feel shit to make themselves feel better. And there's always trauma behind a bully. There's always a reason why they're like that.
Yeah.
Bad upbringing, etc. And that's what I think online trolls are.
You'll really like this saying. So I had Michelle Elman on and she was like, bullying's like carrying a bag of shit and giving it to someone else and going, that's your shit now.
Yeah. That is so true.
Literally. And I was like, when she said it, I was like, oh my God, that's so true.
So true.
And you wouldn't carry that. So why are you letting someone bully you?
Yeah.
Why are you letting someone be so vile to you and taking their words in and taking them to heart?
Yeah.
But
it's
easier said than done. I mean, we've obviously had conversations before where I've been struggling and you've messaged me and you've gone, oh, like, just to give you a little bit of advice, just take a breath, calm down, and just really think about it. Because I think, especially with social media, I mean, it's so easy to listen to people's comments. And that's why I got a therapist, because it's not that I was bothered by what they were saying, but it's because it made me question myself. But I'm so headstrong that now I can look at it and go, if I'm not going to make a change to it, then why the fuck am I worrying about it?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And like, if you don't value the opinion of that person, you don't even know that person. So don't let their opinion affect you so much. Would you take advice from that person? No. So see ya. Like, I had one woman say to me, why are you buying grated cheese? Go and buy a block of cheese and grate it yourself. Do something for the environment. Oh, jog on, mate.
No way.
I mean, that's not even personal, but I'm talking, these people are so bored with their lives. Go and do something. Find out what your goal is. Find out your purpose.
I've got really...
go on.
I've got a really controversial topic to bring up for you. So I've just made me think of something. So the other day I put up a video about bum pads, okay?
Oh my God, yeah. I've put one of those videos up before.
So people were putting bum pads in and I wrote in the caption, like, this was not meant in the way that people took it at all, but I wrote in the caption, when you get a cheeky bum grab in the club, I'm meant by someone that you're flirting with, they might grab your bum and then they feel the bum pad. All of a sudden I was endorsing sexual assault. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. People are so sensitive at the minute. And it's going to cause a lot of uproar, me saying that, but there's certain topics that you should be sensitive about, and there's certain topics that I think people are way too sensitive about at the minute. That, for example, that was clear that it was no intent. And I think on social media, it is so easy for someone to take your words, twist them, and throw it back at you.
Yeah, and they were talking about this on Loose Women the other day, actually.
Right, okay.
About how, like, I know that you wouldn't have meant offence by that. Yeah. And that's enough. Yeah. Like, to just see it as a throwaway comment.
I would never read that and think, cool, Connie meant... That's okay.
That it's obviously okay for men to sexually harass.
Yeah.
I know, like, oh yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. And it does make you think before you speak, and then can you actually be yourself on social media?
This is the issue. Yeah. You shouldn't have to be filtering every little thing like that.
No.
I understand that you have to filter things because you don't want to upset people. You need to think about other people's feelings, but come on.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Do you want me to be open and honest or do you not? Because one
you
minute you're praising me for being open and honest.
Or anything.
And
if people should know what you meant by that.
Yeah.
And I think that is what you mean by being sensitive. I think people are looking to
tear you down.
They're looking to find faults. They're looking to find a way to people love protesting at the moment. People love debating. People are loving it.
Why do you think it is? Big question.
I think that people feel
big question.
Is it the snowflake society? I think a little bit victimised, life's so hard, deposits are so big for houses and poor me.
And it is.
And it is.
But that doesn't make it other things doesn't mean you've got to take that on other things and other people.
And I think that they're using that energy to just be there's people that are going on protests probably don't know what they're protesting. This is what I mean.
This is what I never. Right, so at the minute, obviously, you've got the whole anti-vax, the COVID thing and stuff, and I get so many messages from people going, "Why are you not protesting?" Because I don't know fuck all. I'm not going to go and protest about something.
Earlier.
Yeah, about that I don't know anything about.
You're not a doctor.
Yeah, if I was really strong believed and I was really educated on it, then for sure I would. But I'm not going to go along with something that I don't believe in. And for me, that's been the biggest learning curve for me over the last 2 years is don't do anything you don't believe in and don't do anything you don't know enough about. And I slacked at my job and I was losing followers. I was losing motivation because I was doing things I didn't believe in. I was promoting things I didn't believe in. I was doing things I didn't know anything about. I was trying to jump on any trend. And then as soon as I started actually being myself is when I started being the most successful version of myself. So
someone showed me your profile. I've not told you this before.
Go on.
Ages ago.
All right.
I don't know who it was now. Probably when I was more in the fitness world. And I was like, oh no, not my cup.
Yeah, no.
To follow.
Completely, but that wasn't me.
Because it was just your bum.
It was my ass. And do you know what? I didn't even have a good ass. I used to literally edit, twist, pose. And I walked out that door feeling like shit every day because it wasn't who I was.
Yeah, I think I could sense that.
Yeah, I was so fake. And I've never been like that, ever.
But you're so funny, and then I obviously come find you, and we get on so well. Love following your energy. I can just watch your stories, and I'm like, it gets me ready for my day. And I'm like, how is that the same? I can't believe this is the same person. Is this the same person?
You get dragged down to shit, right? So that other people's shit that I was getting given, I was carrying it.
Yeah,
and I was trying to impress the people that had given me the shit. So people that I didn't even look up to, people that I didn't even like or care about, their opinions mattered more to me than my own self. And I got so wrapped up in that that become me, trying to impress people all the time, trying to be other people's vision of perfect, trying to be the best, the most clever person and not even listening to anyone else when they give me advice. And I was so closed-minded and so guarded. And it just made me become someone that I hated. And don't even ask me how I got out of that because I don't even know. I literally woke up and a month later I was getting better and then lockdown happened and it was probably the best thing that happened to me because I was locked in on my own and I really had to find out who the fuck I was. And obviously with the help of other people loving me for being who I was, it just was the best time for me. And it was really like a self-development period.
Yeah, it's amazing. Godsend. I feel like sometimes you need to slow down to speed up. It's not my favourite quote. So you were forced to slow down and really get deep within yourself. It's I think that's the best thing. Some people hate it. Some people are scared of it. I think even going away on your own for a few nights, if there's no way of you being on your own, I'd love to just do a weekend on my own.
Oh, it's so rewarding.
Yeah, and to just, I don't know, I feel like I'd sit on the top of the mountain and cry.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not sad.
Oh,
but just
do you know what? I cried so much during lockdown. I probably cried twice a week. I actually rang my mum once on the way to the supermarket or something. I just cried because I said, I just feel so happy because I feel like myself. I've been treated like shit by people, but allowed them to treat me like shit by people for years. Like boys mainly. Obviously realised that they was doing it and given the boot very soon after. But just because I had no self-worth, no self-respect, I didn't know where I wanted to go in life and I wasn't doing anything that actually made me happy. And I think when I felt like I was doing something for me and I felt like I'd really got myself back and that young, because you're the best person of yourself when you're a kid, right? And I felt like I got that kid version of myself back.
Yeah,
and I remember ringing my mum and going, I just feel so happy. And she was crying as well and it was a big crying mess.
She must have been worried about you. Mums know.
I don't know if I've spoken about this on here before, but one night I texted my mum and it was when I was living in the flat. This was about 2.5 years ago and I texted her at about 11 o'clock at night, bearing in mind I go to bed at 9. And I said, I'm really unhappy. I obviously take this in any wrong way, but I just feel so shit at the minute. I can't stop crying. And then I just went straight to bed. She come to my house that day at 1 a.m. and was bashing on my door because like the lock thing was in and she couldn't get in. She had a key, but she couldn't get in. And I remember that was like a real kick up the arse because my mum I was so angry with her for coming, but then I was also like, my mum's just come to get in bed with me to make sure I was okay.
Oh, yeah.
And it was probably one of the shittest periods of my life. And every day I cried. Had no reason to cry, but I just felt like I didn't know what was going on in my head. Obviously, like these emotions is just going round and round in my head. And it was just like a big shit stir.
But you got out of it, and sometimes you need to be like that low, to then because there's like I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to say the only way is up, and that's like another reference to Towie. But it's true, like, and that's where a life coach can be really effective as well for people like that, because some people don't want to talk about the past, and we don't talk about the past. It's about taking who you are in the present and looking at your future and getting you to where you want to be. And that's what I love about it. But you can either be completely lost or you can be like the most successful person ever. And a life coach just takes you to that next level.
Yeah.
Like I know Michelle Mone and some of the like top business people out there all have life coaches.
Yeah.
And that excites me as well. And it seems that you've got a therapist now.
No, I'm not seeing her anymore.
Oh, you're not?
So she told me not to see her anymore.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, really good. So we tapered it down to, like, I was seeing her once a week. One time I even had a panic attack like half an hour before it was really bad. Like, I'm so glad that I went with her when I did. And then I was turning up and didn't really have anything to say, which was really good. And she was just like, look, Courtney, like, we'll do it every other week. And then she was like, literally like 2 weeks later, she was like, we need to start doing this once a month. And I actually made the call. Like, I rang her and I said, I don't think I need to speak to you anymore. And when I do, I'll give you a call. But right now, like, I don't feel like, it's just kind of a bit annoying to come and talk to you. Like, don't take it in the wrong way. But I don't really like, I don't need to talk to you about anything. So I'm literally just sitting here and we're just looking at each other because I feel fine. I feel content. And you don't need a therapist to get one. I didn't even know that I needed one. I heard someone else have one. I thought, do you know what? I feel like I had a real control problem. I was really like struggling with what I needed to let go of and really struggling to even take time off work. And I told Bradley about this as well, like even letting myself go on holidays and stuff. And she helped me so much. Like,
oh, good.
She's made me employ people. She's made me take holidays. And I think having a therapist has been like one of the best things that I've done. Like one of the best things that I've done.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that sounds like, do you know, it's really hard to even tell the difference between like a therapist and a life coach, although they're like medically trained.
Yeah. And
they go into the past. But that's exactly what a life coach would do.
I don't think you need to be medically trained though, because I think it's all about the connection that you have with someone. I mean, I was very lucky that I quite liked her, and like she was asking me really.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
It's the challenging questions.
Yeah,
it's the really challenging questions that when they ask you, and it makes you think about yourself.
Yeah,
that was what was powerful for me.
Yeah, that's it. She sounds like she was really good, which is amazing. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to sit in front of people and ask those questions and just help them. Like, you've excited me even more.
Exactly. This is what it's all about though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And like on the course, I feel like it transformed me too.
Yeah.
So you said that it was guys that made you feel shitty, they let you down. Was that the main thing? Was it guys? Do you think you put a lot of...
No, definitely not. It was definitely my own like self-doubt from Instagram and stuff like that. Then searching for that maybe self-doubt, loss of self-respect from someone else, and it made it worse when they wasn't giving me it. So it's just like a vicious cycle. Didn't know what I wanted, didn't know how to make myself happy, was searching for happiness in someone else that was never going to make me happy. Like, I was always looking for the wrong person. I don't even really necessarily want a relationship. I mean, it would be nice to be with someone, and it would be nice to be with someone, but I'm in no rush.
It has to be the right one.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people just sort of settle, and a lot of people accept that they, like, I mean, I would love to have a boyfriend. I would love to be married. I would love to be engaged, but at the same time, I love being single, and I love knowing how much I've grown as a person. So I think, for me, it was definitely trying to fill that gap.
Yeah. I think like the key to like a successful relationship for me is being with someone that you want to be with, not that you feel you need to be with. Yeah. That's the key. And there's such a difference. And also feeling free whilst in a relationship. Like, if you don't feel free in a relationship,
you're trapped.
Yeah, it's not right. Me and Ricky are such a team, but we're also so independent of each other. And I love that. about
it's super
us.
important.
Yeah.
That you've got your own space, your own things going on. And you just because you've got the same interests and you've got obviously the same goals and same ambitions, you're not the same person. And I think a lot of people have got to remember that. Your partner doesn't have to be the same person as you.
No.
People are always so quick to go, oh, dream couple, oh, you guys would work, but you're not the same person.
No,
just because you're similar, you're not the same person. I think you really need, again, your partner to challenge you and to push you and make you be the best version of yourself as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They got to be your biggest cheerleader, really, don't they? And if they're not, I mean, Ricky's really good at going, oh, that sounds really good. How much money do you think you'll make? He's a salesman, so.
But you're engaged.
Yes,
I know.
am.
I literally completely forgot about that earlier. And then I was like, it's actually recent.
Yeah, May. We've been together 10 years in May. So we met when we were young.
Ring is stunning.
Thank you.
I literally walk past ring shops and I think, can I buy myself one? Or is that weird?
Engagement. Get engaged.
Other ring,
you love yourself that
Other
much.
fingers,
Go
that
for
a bit
it.
strange. And then it might be deterring even more people. Like,
yeah, it might be a bit of a cock block.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. Do you know what I hate though? I hate when I go on your stories and you admit that you're feeling down and you like self-doubt. And I'm like, oh my God, you don't know how amazing you are.
Makes me feel better though.
Does it?
Me saying it, yeah.
No, I love that you do it.
Yeah.
But I just want to scream through the phone. Courtney, you're
I know,
amazing.
it's crazy. But do you know, like whenever I feel like that's my best form of getting over it is actually speaking about it.
Me
because
too.
I live on my fucking own, like, and sometimes I don't want to ring my mum and worry her.
Yeah, of course.
And I think it's written all over my face as well. When I'm down or when I've got something on my head, it's literally written all over my face, even in my real-time workouts. People can tell. So if I'm then saying it with my chest and I'm just like, look, guys,
keep it real.
it honestly just, it helps me. It's my best form of therapy. And I know it's sad and I'll even watch back and I watch them back sometimes and I think, oh God. I'm trying to give myself a hug and I'm like, oh. But it's honestly like, I think it's so important to be open. And I think for such a long time, you can get your archive stories on your phone. I look back at the old ones and I look now and I think you look so sad. And I would never have noticed it. I look at myself talking, I think you look so sad and you don't like you want to be saying that. Why am I forcing that camera in my face? And I look back now and that is not the person I want to be. And I learned so much from that journey.
Yeah, it's nice that you can look back. A lot of people look back and go, oh, I wish I looked like that still. I wish I look at old photos and go, oh, I wish It's nice that you can see your growth.
Yeah, and I think that's so important. It's just always know how far you've come.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a beautiful note to end it on.
I know.
Honestly, thank you so much for coming on. I think it's going to be like a really nice episode. People are going to learn a lot from it. Obviously, it's nice to have like a life coach on as well. And I just think you're just a nice person to chat to. Like you're very positive. That's why I wanted to get you on.
Thank you. No, thank you so much. I can't wait to just like make people feel amazing. I mean, but I feel like, that's the best job in the world, no?
Yeah. We'll keep you posted with all Connie's updates on her life coach business.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, you're so welcome.